Okay. Okay, I got one watching live. Let me see. Is this public? Y'all see me? Yay! Okay. Okay. There we go. There we go. All right. So make sure y'all like this video, of course, to keep it up on the top of the algorithm. Sound on, video on. Yay. Yeah. I just want to make sure, like, at first I thought it was private. And I was like, wait a minute, I want it in private. Perfect. Okay, we good. We good. Very good. Okay, y'all. I forget what I was talking about that fast. No, but what I was gonna say. Mm-hmm. Is a lag here. So I'm seeing some of y'all come up. Um, but we're not gonna play with TikTok. I don't do restrictions. I don't do that. I ain't trying to get restricted. And I want to talk about what I want to talk about while we have the time to talk about what we want to talk about, because they want to ban all that too. They want to get rid of all that. But anyway, like I was saying, there's a reason why it was private at first. Yeah, I removed the private thing. But yes, y'all, make sure y'all like the video as well. This is amazing. So anyway, what I was saying was I was talking about is anti-feminine, anti-child, right? So obviously it triggers the world, the internet space. And the reason why is because now things are starting to be regulated, right? You cannot tell people what's really going on, because they'll think like, oh, well, when you want to control a narrative, when you want to control people's brains, there has to be liberation is an issue for people. I want y'all to like really look at this thing for what it is. Like to come here to a planet, they wanted you to stay in this little girl mind. Okay. They needed your uterus. They needed your hormones. They needed your eggs. They needed your fallopian tubes. They needed your reproductive space. Okay. And feel free to share this live with people too. There is a need to keep you in the dark. And when there is a need to keep you in the dark, they will use whatever necessary. And that's included but not limited to indoctrination in religion, indoctrination in school. Even Zoom agrees with me. So corporate, so a lot of this is coming from indoctrination of mind control, control of the brain. And this is why when women start thinking, it messes with them a little bit. It messes with them a little bit because you're disrupting the system. You're disrupting the system. There was never an issue with you going to church, or there's never an issue with you going to school. There's never an issue with going to corporate America. You know why? This is why a lot of people celebrate you when you are doing things that require you to be supervised and managed. Also, too, they'll tell women that they need a covering. You know, there are so many things. I can take y'all down a rabbit hole. I ain't gonna do it today because I want to mess with y'all mind. And a lot of that, again, that's a lot to do with grieving. A lot of people are grieving this stuff. And so this is why I tell people to start learning for yourself. Start asking yourself, curiosity. Why is it that they want me to be in corporate America so bad? Why do they want me to go back to the office? Why do they want me to go to a church instead of, you know, looking at it online? Twinika, that was me too. Same here. You know, you need a covering, and I need to cover you, and you know, you need covering. Why do women need covering? Why is it such an issue? Why is it such? It's such a mandate to keep women under a covering. You know why? I told y'all, women were born whole and complete. And yeah, she said agreement because we were lied to. And it's really sad because when you get this kind of information, you have limited people that you can share this with and talk to about this, because most of the people in your family are under the same power. I told people that the real witchcraft is nothing out here with candles. The real witchcraft is in the indoctrination. Because for you, and I told people, I said, you're a bad mama jamma to be able to take people back in 1300s and 1400s and give them so much fear to the point from bloodline to bloodline all the way to the 2020s that people are still scared to think for themselves. You got to be one bad person. You a bad somebody. And when we talk about, like, God gave us dominion, he didn't say give men dominion. He said, I give them dominion, them. Because the law is the law. The law is the law. Whoever accesses the law, because the law is what? Is no respecter of persons. And this is why a lot of times women have such a hard time with thinking for themselves and pursuing their own goals and going after what they desire. It's because of the system that they are in, and they don't know what to do with that. She said, girl, instant tears when you say they're trying to take our uterus. Yeah, they need that uterus. They need those fallopian tubes. They need those things. A lot of times that people don't realize, women, they only see you as a capitalistic system. Okay. So patriarchy, this is how they see women. And I promise you, I'm telling you, honest to God truth. Men see you as property. Men see you as baby meals. Okay. They see you as baby meals. That's all they want from you. To even tell people that you don't want children, they say it's selfish. Because why are you discontinuing humanity? We need people. They need labor. That's what this is about. It has nothing to do with women, control over women's bodies. It has nothing to do with that. And I wish women would stop saying it. They just want to control our body. No, they want labor. It has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with that. The quicker you understand that, the quicker you can unravel this stuff and move on with your life and begin to manifest that which you desire, because that which you desire is righteous and good, because it is God. And the version of God that they're trying to tell you about is not the version of God that you have a relationship with. If you're supposed to have a relationship with God, your relationship is going to be your relationship with God, like the divine, whatever you want to call God. Like I tell people, like, you can literally call God whatever you want to. It's your relationship. It's not their relationship. It's your relationship. But when you start moving and doing things with your relationship with God and it don't look like their relationship with God, that's a problem. Like you got women right now in like couples and relationships right now, like people are saying like me and my spouse, we sleep in different rooms. And you got people mad at that. Like, why are you sleeping in different rooms? Why can't you sleep by yourself? Why is that a problem to you? That's why people like, why are people like mad? Because they decide to sleep in different rooms. That's up to them. You got I've heard of even couples staying next door to each other. Now you probably saying, well, in a economy like this, they can afford it. Their relationship don't have to look like yours. Pneumonia said, how do the corporations stay up without more? I don't understand your question. Now they have the AI to compensate. This is the thing though. In order for people to keep buying, because a lot of people, I definitely don't see a problem with Savon. I definitely don't. It's not a bad idea for me. I'm telling, but see, you see what I'm saying? But if you introduce this to many men, they're gonna think that's a problem. They're gonna say, no, I don't want you right here because they need to see you. They need you. Why you need your own space? But see, this is a piece though. This is why a lot of the times I know a couple that say things with each other and they are happy. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think people just need to do what it takes to, but this is what I'm saying about the relationship with your God, with the spiritual realm. That's what I told you. If your spiritual realm don't help you get things done here, then why do you even talk to them? Like, I don't understand. That the spirit realm is for you to get help and resources and to get direction, and it's into your intuition needs to be peaked. Well, I don't understand. Like for people to be praying against themselves and saying, oh, I need to be cleaned up and God told me this. I'm sorry. And if this hits your belly, I'm sorry. Or if this attacks you, you're more than welcome to log off. But like I tell people, what God that wants to see you succeed, that wants to see you do well in your life would tell you to shut down your business when it's your gifting and your calling, to tell you to go back into somebody else's domain. And it's usually because you didn't sell. You didn't learn how to market appropriately, and you didn't increase your capacity. You could have had clients. You could have had clients and still not have the capacity to expand past that because you got overwhelmed and you didn't know how to hire correctly. That's all it was. It wasn't that God told you to go back to corporate. It has nothing to do with that. It's religion. And the fact of the matter is you don't know how to sell and you don't know how to open your capacity for more. This is your gift and something that you are skilled to do and you have creative control over. And then God tells you to go back. What? That don't make no sense. It's for you to have your because women, let me tell y'all something, women are naturally creative. And that's why I always ask women, like, if you didn't have to pay taxes, if you didn't have to make money, if you didn't have to produce income, what would you be doing right now? Would you move in your business full throttle if you didn't have to worry about making money? Would you show up the way you show up? Like, would you show up powerfully? And I get it. Some of y'all probably say, girl, I wouldn't be doing nothing. But if you, but if you had the passion for something like, just to teach people or get online and create good content, like there's some women that they don't have to work, but they create content just because they feel like it. But it's about the creativity of it all. Women are naturally creative. But the world does not want to see more creativity. They want more logic. They want more psychology. They want more labor. They want more of the top down. And this is why there's such a fight against the feminine. This is an outright drag out battle against the feminine. That's just what it is. It's the West and the East. It's the man against the woman. It's the feminine against the masculine. It's the creativity versus control, collaboration and community versus competition. And women have this thing where they want to be safe. And I get that. That's a part of our nature. In order for us to feel safe and secure, we have to feel it, right? You have to feel safe. You have to feel secure. You have to feel connected before you can create something. So when you feel that, then you can create goodness. Then you can create. But if you don't feel safe, this is why overthinking becomes an issue, because you don't feel safe to create. And it doesn't always have to be about money. It could be that you don't want to disappoint someone. You don't want to lose something. You don't want to lose your friends. You don't want to confront anyone. You don't want to be problematic. You don't want to be any of those things, because overthinking, let's go there. Overthinking is excessively analyzing or dwelling on a situation, problem, or decision. Okay? It's excessively analyzing or to dwell on a situation, problem, or decision. That in itself lets you know that we're in a capitalistic society that is anti-feminine, because usually the feminine, we don't have to analyze. We just, usually if we feel it, we do it. But because we stop ourselves, because we don't want to be a problem. We don't want to be a problem to somebody. Amen, somebody. You're repeatedly going over 1,000, 2,000 scenarios in your mind. Sweet Tea, who was that? She said, hey, Coach, hey, everyone. Repeatedly going over 1,000 scenarios in your mind. Like, what can go wrong? What if this happens? And what if that happens? It's usually because it's stuck in a stressful space. You're trying to go backwards. You're thinking about stuff that you did before. You're thinking about things that went wrong before. You tried to do something in the past and it didn't work out. You put all this money into stuff and then it didn't pan out right. But I tell women it's because you're trying to get it right. You're trying to be, oh, Tiana, okay, got you. You're trying to worry yourself without understanding why are you worried. When you get centered and understand that you have the complete control over your reality in so many ways. Because even in the system, like somebody used to say, you're prospering in captivity. It's almost like you're prosperous in Babylon. That's literally where we are. Indecisiveness. When you don't decide, I'm struggling to make decisions. I'm struggling to stay on point. I'm struggling to stay consistent. I'm struggling to do this. I'm struggling to create content. I'm struggling. The reason why you're struggling is because you don't have any patience, because you need the money. But when you start believing that money is available to you always, money is going to come to you when you relax. I remember some time ago that I had just finished like paying bills, paying what I needed to pay, getting things out of the way. And I remember I had an appointment to be at, and it was like the balance was like $150, something real small. This was some time ago, some years ago. And I remember saying to myself, like, I have seen God do amazing things in my life, like my God to do amazing things in my life. And I have seen things manifest on time. And I remember having probably like $200 or $300 in the bank. And I said to myself, I didn't know what the balance was, right? I didn't know what the balance was. And I said, I'm going to keep this appointment because I am not going to cancel. And then I'm going to go to my appointment. Like I went to bed thinking at night, I said, I'm still going to my appointment and the money is going to show up. Me thinking that the balance was something astronomical, I was like, I know I probably don't have enough, but I'm going to just believe anyway. And I woke up, I got ready for my appointment. I'm looking and checking my account. I was like, okay, ain't nothing. I said, okay, I don't care. I was like, we're going on, whatever. I got to the place and I'm like, I said, I ain't got but like $200 sitting in that account. And I remember Spirit saying to me, what if you have enough? I'm like, if you had enough, you would go. So what's so different? Like, why can't you believe you have enough? And I'm like, first of all, the balance is this. The balance is that I went to that place anyway, completely prepared to like be told that I don't have. Y'all got to that place and I asked the person, I was like, I just want to make sure that I'm good. And I said, what is the balance of my visit for today? And the guy looked at the computer, he was doing his whatever, and he told me $145. He said, oh, yeah, there was a gift certificate that was in here for you, too. And I was like, what? He was like, yeah, it was a gift certificate from a year and a half ago that you had on your account. And we just added it to it. I said, okay, I'll go up and sit down. Okay, cool. You know why I was able to like go anyway? Like some people be like, oh, I want to make counsel. The appointment, it was something I really wanted to go to. It was a massage. It was at a really, really nice place. And I was looking like I need to go because I need to release some stress, owning a business. And this, like I said, some years ago. And so what I'm saying to you is that the faith that like I don't do feelings. Like, yes, do I have feelings? Absolutely. Do I get disappointed? Absolutely. Am I the kind of person that ignores what I'm going through? No. I allow myself to process my emotions. Don't get me wrong. I give myself that time. If I want to cry, I'm going to cry. If I'm going to be mad, I'm going to be mad. If I'm going to be anxious, I'm going to start asking myself questions about anxiety. Like, why am I worried? What story am I coming to? Like, I give myself the self-talk. I know the tools. Nervous system has to be calmed down. So with that being said, I have to get to a space where I allow my emotions to move through my body, which is energy in motion. It's emotion, energy in motion. So the energy, when y'all hear energy, like I remember when I was in the church, people used to be like, oh, well, you gotta stop talking all that energy and spiritual and this about energy. It really is about energy. It can not be created nor destroyed. It transferred from one source or one source of power to another. Like it literally transfers. So your body responds to external stimuli, but it responds to external stimuli based on what? Circumstances, your current circumstances. This is why sometimes when it's time for you to invest in something, many women buckle because they start thinking about their bank accounts. They start thinking about, I don't have any money. No one, I've told my clients this too, no one budgets for coaching. No one does. You don't start investing in coaching like on a normal basis until you understand the power of coaching. And this is why I've told people, like, your first coach or your first or second coaching experience, you don't usually budget for it. You don't have the money set aside for coaching. Like, you thinking in your mind, like, oh, I'm gonna, hire. You don't think about that. So what happens is that you start to think about coaching and you're like, man, I really need somebody to help me so I can structure myself. But it's because, like, you want results and you want something that you can structure and package appropriately so that when you market and when you sell it, it comes out, right. Like, and you also need the push. So when you don't push yourself, when you don't make things happen in your life and make things happen in your business, like, literally it's about you creating the space to make those things happen. And so when we tend to overthink, hey, Sharita, when you overthink things like that, what it does is slow you down. It slows you down and you go into this analysis paralysis, and you start overthinking and you start creating scenarios and situations that are completely made up. That's why we need your help. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just about you learning how to process your emotions. Like, when I've heard women say this in the past, I'm not saying like none of y'all, of course, but I've heard women say in the past, like, I've spent so much money on coaching. You know why you spend so much money on coaching? Because you wanted the results without the process. And this is the reason why a lot of times you feel like you spent so much money and you went into the deficit. You didn't see yourself as an asset. You saw yourself as a deficit. You saw yourself as a liability. You were an asset to your business. The CEO is the most prized and most valuable asset in the company. After the CEO, then the clients are the most valuable, because without the clients, you really don't have a business. That's why a lot of people don't go far. You got to see yourself as an asset to the company, which means what? If this business is what God has given me to grow, then it is my responsibility to do what it is that I'm supposed to do. Which means I got to learn the rules of the game. That's another thing. Women don't know the rules. A lot of y'all want to do this and do that. And I want to just, I want to make some money and I want to take a photo shoot and I want to put on Gucci belts. It has nothing to do with none of that stuff. That's why you can brand today. You can share photos, and within a week, people forget about it. They'll say how pretty you are, and girl, you rocking it, and girl, you look amazing, you look fabulous. Then after a week, they done with it. You know why? Because the attention span of the human is less than 8 seconds. After they blow you up on Facebook and tell you how pretty you are and how your outfit is banging, they have to go on with their daily lives. This is why when people pass away, they forget about you almost in 6 months, unless you were a very close loved one, like a mother or a parent, parent, sibling, or something like that. But most people, they go on back to work. They don't have time to mourn and grieve. They don't have time to reflect. Like, my grandfather passed away, I grieved and I cried and I did my, tears. And then I had to go back to work. You can't be in your emotions here. You got to let it pass through. You got to let it move through your body, because you have to survive here. Obviously, this message is for those who it's for, but you have to realize that this is what I'm saying. Like, you're in the West. You're in society that tells you how to think. They're wanting to tell you what to think. I'm sorry, not how to think. They're telling you what to think. They want you to go by their rules, their game, and to stay. And that's why when people tell you just keep your head down and work in corporate, because I remember it was one time, I remember a director told me that, and I knew that was a red flag. I knew that was an issue for me. Because if a director or VP is telling you to keep your head down, that means layoffs are on the way. Just FYI. If you ever hear that from your higher ups, oh, we just want you to keep your head down and work. There are no promotional plans for you. There are only plans to lay you off. I worked in HR for 10 years. Employee relations, talent acquisition, recruiting. I hired and fired I don't know how many folk during that time. So you're going through a system that's telling you what to think. So now that it's time for you to be creative and move into your own space and to grow something, the reason why you're overthinking is because you're thinking outside of something that told you what to think. This is why when people start businesses, you don't get cheers. You don't get a lot of people in your family saying, oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you. Not if you have parents, obviously, if you have a family that is pro ownership, obviously, yes. Right? But if you have people that have been indoctrinated for their entire life on all spectrums, education, religion, corporate, been at the same job for 25 years, they won't see what you see. They're going to ask you, why are you doing that with the economy like this? Why are you doing that when you have benefits? Why are you doing that when the insurance is so good? Why are you quitting your job and you're paid, so good? Not understanding that your yearly salary can be your monthly and daily income. You know why? Because it's outside of the system. Can y'all hear me? Y'all good? Like it's literally, it's outside of a system that they're not familiar with and they don't know what to do with that. Especially if you're a woman and you know how to think for yourself. That's why I think like it's super off to me. Where husbands or mates or partners pay and invest in you and you don't do nothing with it. You just play with the money. Yes, this is so good. I've seen women do this. Like the partner, the spouse, whoever, the fiance will give you money to invest in yourself and then you go and jack it up. You know why? Because it wasn't about your dream. You wanted to see if you can get it from the partner. You wanted to, oh, I'm going to take this money. I'm investing in this coach, but I'm going to sit and not grow anything. Oh, come on, Courtney. Y'all, for 2 years, my parent had a parent that was always sending me job descriptions on job openings from, for HR positions at her job. I was at 50K cash per month. She didn't know it. She was like, oh, they hiring, they need an HR manager. They need a recruiting director. I said, I don't need that. I remember she had sent me a job description from somebody else's job, and it was like a director of HR or something like that. And I told her, I said, please stop sending me that. From now on, do not send me another job description. And she told me, she said, well, you don't know when you're going to need something. You being too haughty and too proud and too prideful. The reason why it didn't bother me, it bothered me at first. It was a little pinch because obviously when, you a parent, you want your parents to be happy for you. I mean, that's just, everybody don't have a Tina nose, everybody don't have a Matthew nose. So I took that as like, oh, okay. But the reason why I was able to move on from that is number one, when you know how to create money at will, listen to me. This is where some of y'all get messed up right here. When you know how to make money at will, what do I mean by at will? Which means the initiative to get up and sell your services, to build a pipeline and to propose your services and actually welcome in transactions. When you learn how to do that at will, I know that I won't ever be broke again. As long as I continue to put out value, as long as I continue to put out great information and great content and things that women can use immediately, and to continue to expand my audience and things of that nature, because new people will always come into your vicinity, you will never be broke again. And when you learn how to trust yourself because you've been able to successfully create in the past, my testimony is this. My testimony is not me making, like, I'm grateful for those jobs, like whatever. But the greatest testimony that I have is God being able to show me that what is possible for me if I just use this right here. This is all, when I tell women, this is really all you need, this and this. But really this, because some people can't use this, but if you got this brain, this mind, there are no limits in so many ways for you to receive that which you desire. Speaking of that, like, it's mentally exhausting to be indecisive, right? It's mentally exhausting. This is why I tell women, like, you have money. You got to start thinking about the bank of glory. The bank of glory is a bank outside this range. This is why y'all, I just wish y'all could get this. And I've been trying to drive this home for I don't know how long. When you are able to tap another realm for your resources, what do I mean by tap? If I love God and God's, I'm saying to, you know, what we were taught, like, God loves me, right? If I'm supposed to love God and God's supposed to love me, but I don't have any money, listen to me. If I don't have any money, that's a problem. When God knows exactly where I am, I'm in a realm of problems. I'm in an anti-feminine, anti-child atmosphere. But I'm born as a woman. I'm manifested as a woman. I came through this realm as a woman. I don't have a choice but to walk as a woman in this realm, right? So if I'm manifested as that, y'all here? Are we up? If I'm manifested here as a woman in this realm, then there is a mandate that I require from God, who stated he, she, it loves me. Wake up. I'm almost done. Because when y'all see get low on energy, I know I'm about to, I need to go ahead and end. When I know that God says he loves me, first of all, I got to think about what love is, right? What is love to me? I don't know what that is. I got to write that out. But for me, love is whenever I say I want something or whenever I say I need something, I expect that. Because you can't love me and not give me what I need. Like, that don't make no sense. God can't love me and I don't have what I need. And I don't have what I desire. And I don't have, there has to be a meetup. That's why I tell people, like, God, you don't owe God praise. Are you kidding me? You don't owe God worship. I know some Christians is gonna, like, go back and forth with me, but I give God all the praise. I owe him. Why you owe God? You came here. You didn't have no knowledge of you getting here. You woke up at 2, 3, 4 years old, and that was your first memory. I remember I had a whole conversation with someone. It was a brother, a friend of mine years ago. I was still in Texas. That's how long it was ago. And he was like, you know, I owe God all the praise and I owe God all the glory because, you know, I wouldn't be here if it was. I said, wait a minute. I said, okay, so I understand when you have a what is it called? A near-death experience. I get that. I understand it. But you talking about just existing? And you talking about you, I said, I don't subscribe to that. I said, I'm gonna tell you why. I said, because I woke up here. Okay, I'm here. A lot of people disagree with this, but that's okay. I said, I'm here. I didn't ask to come here. I know there are spiritual people that say, oh, you chose to come here. I beg to differ. Nobody chooses to be born in poverty. Nobody chooses to say, let me be born to these people that's abusive, or let me be born to these people that, you know, that treat me like crap, or these people right here that have money, but then they ignore me, and then, you know, or being born. Nobody asks for those kinds of things. I think it's a gaslighting from the spiritual community to justify why you're going through what you're going through, or why you went through what you went through. And then we'll say that God meant it for evil. I mean, not God meant it for evil. The devil meant it for evil, but God meant it for good. It's because you were just born. You were born, and your soul zapped in. That's all. Like it was just it was, you were a byproduct of your mom and your daddy getting together and doing something. And Southern, she said, and out Tia, I'm gonna go with Tia because I see Southern Rose, Tia D. She said, I'm fairly certain God would prefer that we love and worship from a place of desire, not obligation. I hear you, and I'm gonna leave it alone. But I think it's gaslighting. God made the universe, or source made the universe. And I'm gonna leave it at that, because my thing is, I feel like it's a lot of gaslighting in this system. It just is. And I think you really have to do some very honest research, because I don't see God as somebody I have to worship. I don't see God as that. I don't. God does not need my worship. My God doesn't. You know, God sees me as a person that needs resources, and I'm here to do work. I'm here to help women. I'm here to help women to make a whole lot of money and leave generational legacy, generational wealth to the next, you know, generation, whatever it looks like for them, to enjoy this realm. I think that this planet is our home. This is our planet. I don't like the way we tearing it up. This is our domain. This is our domain. That's just me though. And we came here to take care of this planet. And I think that the way we tearing it up, or they're tearing it up, because I don't see us tearing it up, we have to learn how to, like, what do we want to do here? Like, what are we trying to do here? What is the whole point of us being here? Like, what's the issue, right? So these things, these things come up all the time. And see, y'all, that's the lag right there, because I'm just now seeing the fireworks go off in the video. But I will say this, that many times the gaslighting comes from those who won the war, period. Those who won the war, they will tell you what it is. They will tell you what it is about. And you'll see a lot of women have a problem with how I talk about God and how I talk about religion. And it's because the indoctrination is in our muscle. You know, it's, and I, you know, like I said, I don't believe that God is a person. God is a spirit. God is energy. And I think that that's just where a lot of people have been told things to keep them in line. That's all it is, to keep you in line, to keep you under control, to keep you obedient. Because if you decide to step out of the system, are you stepping out of obedience? They need you to be obedient. This is why it's all about obedience and having spiritual fathers and spiritual mothers and spiritual. You don't need all that. You need no spirit. All this stuff. Like, it's really just, that's age of Pisces, by the way. Age of Pisces is all about hierarchy and you reporting to someone and you being under the covering of somebody else. You would not need protection and provision if you were not born in a system of volatile behavior and being in danger all the time. That's the reason why, protection. Oh, you need protection. You need spiritual protection because there's darkness and light. Absolutely, Tia. She said, stating that God requires worship keeps people in a space of limitation for sure. And it keeps people in this state of like, I have to give God something so he can give me something. And many times that give me something is just sustainability. Nothing outside of that. When I hear people's, when I used to go to testimony service and I used to just hear, God woke me up this morning and started me on my way. And that was somebody's testimony. And I'd be like, that's not a testimony to me. I know that's different. I'm like, I have a mini golden doodle. She woke up this morning. A raccoon woke up this morning. Is that your time is not like there are cruel people that woke up this morning. Give me something else. What else did God do? What else did you manifest? No, tell me how you took something, how you were able to get something from nothing, like out of nowhere. Give me the testimony like that. Like how you were able to manifest a home out of the clear blue, but just because you pointed to it and you said that house is mine. Or you went and said that car is mine. And within a week you had the car. Give me a testimony like that. Tell me how you woke up and you had $10,000 and $30,000 in the mailbox in a check that somebody sent to you out of the blue. And you wasn't even, you had said that money is coming to my experience. And then there was a deposit. Let's talk about that. That's a testimony to me. God started me on my way. What is your way? Poverty? Do you have any money? No? That's why I kind of like, I'm going to tell you one of the things that woke me up a couple of years ago. And as y'all know, I'm in spaces. Some of y'all know, some of y'all don't know. I'm in spaces where there are millionaires. Like I'm in a mastermind. I'm in actually 2 masterminds right now. I'm in one where it's all women. Okay. Multi, diverse, very diverse set of women. And it's very magical to see. It's very like amazing to see these women. Like it's literally probably 70 women in this mastermind. It's crazy. And there are women that are making like $200,000 in a weekend. Like it's just absolute craziness, right? And then I'm in another mastermind where there are $1 million agency owners, and I'm in these groups, right? Well, Sharvita, I know, right? I'm just like, what way? And so I'm in these masterminds, right? And I'm listening to people. I'm listening to these women, and I'm also listening to people. Now, before that, though, I remember having this epiphany it was on and I remember sitting there and I was like, why is it so natural for this person over here? You know where I'm going with this, right? This person over here to get this, and it's not natural. Like, why do we struggle so? Spirit had me to look up Euro dominance. Y'all, it was a 1-week study. Do you hear me? Like, why is it they got it and we don't? Like, what is it? This is why TikTok was trying to shut me down. Because I cracked the code. Once I cracked the code right there, I said, okay, this is what this is about. This ain't got nothing to do with Jesus. Ain't got nothing to do with this. It has everything to do with control. So why is it that 8% of the globe has maintained dominance of 89% of the globe? How is it that 8% controls 89%? How? See, stuff like this, you can go, how does 8% of the world control 89%? This is where a lot of y'all probably gonna log off, and it's okay, because I'm gonna mess with your Jesus. I'm about to mess with your God. Do y'all remember, some of y'all, do y'all remember when I went to Egypt? Y'all remember? So that's why I got my biggest awakening, because when I went to Egypt, I saw the remnants of Babylon. I saw the remnant of, like, they'll say, people, I've heard people say, oh, Jesus didn't exist. Like, Jesus totally exists. Like, Jesus totally exists. Now, that's one thing I will say. You gonna hear me say this, Jesus did exist, okay? That was a real thing. He was a real person, okay? Yeshua. Now, they, over there, they call him Yeshua. So when people over here, so I've heard people in the West, like in America, say Jesus wasn't real and God, Jesus was figured of our imagination, or no, he was. It's just they didn't call him Jesus over there. It's Yeshua. And they literally called him that. Like that was normal. Like when they were talking to us about the Moses thing, like Moses was a real person. The Pharaoh, I saw the mummy of the Pharaoh. That's why I said everybody, I gotta get back to Egypt. And I'm trying to, God is something serious, because I swear to you, and I swear, I promise, because I try to not say swear. I promise y'all, like the guy that took us on the tour, he just reconnected with me on TikTok, and I was like, there he is. Like, I got to talk to him, because I want to take women over there next year, like in 2025. Like, I want us to have a retreat over there, and I want us to have a great time, and I want us to get deep on some stuff. Because when I tell you, I was crying like a crazy person in that, when I saw that Pharaoh, and the lungs were busted. So that's why they said that's how they knew that it was that right Pharaoh. And then it was I forgot his name. I'm looking right at the name and I can't even. Ramses. I think it's Ramses 3 or Ramses 2, something like that. It was one of them. But them folk called me in there because we had to go to the Valley of the Kings. Not the Valley of the Kings, I'm sorry. The Valley of the Pharaohs, which was in the new Egyptian Museum that they just opened. I think it was like 2021. Ramses, yes. And y'all, them folks was like, and I was the only, look, I was the only Black girl in the retreat. I was the only Black girl. And y'all, when they called me in that room, they said, Jay, look. Yes, Tia, the Pharaoh during Moses' age. Yes. Yes. Y'all, I went in that room and I cried like a baby. Do you hear me? I was like, and the reason why I cried, because y'all gonna be like, why you cry? I cried because I was looking at the Bible come to life. Like, I was like, oh my goodness, I would have never, like, this is just stuff that they teach. Kendra, I'm laughing at your comment. But I'm like, this is really coming to life, right? And so when I saw the well where Mary drew from when Herod was trying to kill all the babies in, what was it, Bethlehem, uh Nazareth, had them moving. And so God told Joseph and Mary to go to Egypt and lay low for a while. There was a well that she drew from to get water, because back in those days, women drew the water. Okay, women did all the getting the water out the well. So they had the well where she was drawing the water from, and it was still water in it, and the cave where they stayed. So, as you know, I was crying my eyes out there too. But what I'm trying to tell you is that the stuff that they were telling us over there didn't match up. A lot of stuff were not matching up. And people think, oh, well, it's because of Egypt. No, it's not because of Egypt. It's the fact of the matter is that the United States is a newborn compared to the rest of the world. Tiana, yep. And I just thought it was very interesting to me. And so I also, and I'm not even gonna go there. I'm gonna have to do that offline. I'm gonna have to do that off the web. But I learned a lot about what I was taught. I learned a lot about myself. And I learned so much about history that was left out. And I knew that the religion that we were being taught here in the States was not the original religion. It was not the original at all. It was not at all. Protestant Christianity is the West, like in America. It's not Catholicism. Catholicism runs it in Europe. Like, oh, Tia, she said, I remember watching a program that justified how the plagues happened. I loved it. My Bible thumping family hated it. What is the justification? I would love to know. And I will say this: women are under so much pressure right now to just sustain and maintain. And I think that we just have to make a decision how we're going to live, and it grieves my spirit when I see women, still under this falsehood of thinking that they have to do things. Oh, Jesus, God. And I told people, for you to only see God as a God of violence, and God gonna get you, and God is gonna strike you down, and God is coming back to, set this whole world on fire. God is not gonna set fire to his planet. That don't make any sense. How you create the planet and you destroy it because you got people here that destroy it. God is going to destroy the people that destroy the planet, right? But God is not going to destroy something that he created or it created. And it's not even about God doing that. You got Earth, which is the spiritual aspect of the planet, which is our home, the greenery of it all, Mother Earth, who resembles the feminine, which is why fruit, like everything, if capitalism did not exist, we would have exactly what we need to eat, to live, to prosper, to just be abundant. Like, abundance is not money. That's why I tell people, like, abundance is not money. Abundance has nothing to do with money. Abundance has everything to do with plentifulness. Like, there's always enough of everything I desire. Like, whatever it is, it could be fruit, it could be food, it could be money, it could be clients. I live life by abundance. And that's probably one of the biggest things that you have to start adopting, is that there is no limit to the things that are accessible for me. I can get what I want. If I serve a God of abundance, I got to believe that to be true for myself. And there's no restriction at all in this realm or the next one. I do believe that there are realms. I do believe that we need to practice telepathy. And telepathy can be also reading each other's thoughts and be able to tap into the Holy Spirit, or to the spirit that is pure within us, that intuition. The program explained that plagues were basically a domino effect. One plague laid the groundwork for the next based on natural phenomena. It explains the plagues logically and scientifically. Ooh-wee. I know they was mad because how dare. But see, those are people that see like God as a God of consequence. Like God is always going to bring on the heat. A lot of people, you'll be surprised at how many people want to see other people go through punishment. And now there are people that need to be punished for different things, but I'm talking about even for the slightest, like they want to see you punished. They want to see you grovel and be full of regret. God is not pleased. How do you know that? No, you're not. You're not pleased. You don't like it. God's tired of y'all. How do you know that? You're tired of us. Or you're tired of people. It's not God to say you're tired. I'll never forget, and I'll leave y'all with this. I remember learning this concept that God is your mind. Whatever you think about yourself is what you believe God believes about you. Whatever you open your mouth and say to yourself about yourself, to other people, and to yourself, what you think about yourself is God. If you believe that God is a God of punishment and consequence, and he gonna get you, and you're going to hell for this, this is what you think God is. And it's group think when large amounts of people say the same thing about God. But out of your mouth comes God. Some of y'all channel and don't even know you're channeling. I'm going to tell you how you know you're channeling. You're channeling God. All humans are channels. Every last one of them. Every last human is a channel. You are occupied with spiritual forces all the time, but your core is your personality, right? Your main spirit is you, your soul. But also, there are times when you open your mouth and something comes out, like y'all see me do it all the time. When God speaks through, and I'll be like, I don't even know where that came from, because it'll come, it's an aha moment. It'll something that's just comes out and you don't know how it's going to come out. It comes out in a way of divine time. Even though there's no time in the divine realm, it's divine alignment, right? Because I'm in the right space to be able to receive messages, and it just comes out. And some of y'all do the same thing and you don't even know it. This is why I know, like, women should be teaching. Women should be growing businesses. Women should be, that's your vehicle to enjoy the abundance here on earth. Stop overthinking this stuff. This is your vehicle. Your business is a vehicle to have a prosperous life. Unfortunately, there's a paywall between you and abundance here on this planet. The quicker you can understand it, the quicker you can get your business and get your game up, period. You just need to learn how to sell and market and get in front of as many people as possible. And there's always abundance. Okay. If you have not already, sign up for the free masterclass. Some of y'all, if you need your offer looked at, if you need your messaging tightened up, if you need your content tightened up, sign up for the workshop that's coming on July 6th. That's $199. It's going to be a 2-hour workshop, and yes, you will get the replay of it all. And you can ask as many questions about your offers as you want to. And I'm not holding back. Y'all know when I give value, I give all the value. So sign up for their free masterclass. It's going to be awesome. I love y'all. Get yourself together. Get your game up. Mind your business. Mind your business. And stay focused, okay? All right, I got to go work and do some client work. And hopefully I'll see y'all in the masterclass. And I will talk to y'all later. Have a prosperous day. Go make some money. Bye.